Hello, I'm Pandora Sykes, and welcome to Rivals, the official podcast.
This is going to be fun.
Please note, there will be spoilers aplenty.
Your behaviour bleeds over the rest of us.
So if you're not caught up, step away now as we're diving into episode 4 of the show.
You were incredible.
Please also note, this is an 18+ show.
Chin chin.
There may be explicit language, and we will be discussing sensitive themes. Coming up on today's episode.
All guns blazing.
We're all here to do a job, and as we actors always say,
The show must go on.
and joining me are Rutsh's most romantic writer, Katherine Parkinson,
In between shots, I try to get some lengths in. I don't know if that's very sexy.
and the most colourful woman in the county, Lisa McGrillis.
People laugh at her and she becomes, the joke.
And joining me are former MP for Chalford and Bisley, it's actor Alex Hassell,
It's okay to see a bit of flesh every now and then.
and the most badass woman in business, Cameron Cook, played by Nafessa Williams.
This is the dream for her.
And finally, Rivals superfans, actor and content creator Dominic Lawrence, and journalist and author Kat Brown. Now joining me are Katherine Parkinson and Lisa McGrillis. Hello.
Hello. No Freddie with you tonight?
No, he's not as much into the bard as I am. He's absolutely cuckoo about the new swimming pool. Honestly, I can't tear him away.
In episode 4, Lizzie steps in when James forgets his A Midsummer Night's Dream script, though he isn't very grateful. In fact, he's even more dismissive of Lizzie this season, and it's heartbreaking to watch.
Tony asked me to do this because I am the face of Corinne. I mean, Lizzie, for once, could you please at least try and be supportive of my career?
Why do you think she puts up with him?
I think that generation, it's so easy to forget because we've hopefully evolved. But that generation, I think women assumed that the male career in the relationship would always take more, was more important. And so I think she is grateful that he is allowing a career at all. And I think it is completely instinctive to prioritise his career over hers. But there's only so much that she can take. And I find it really difficult because he's obviously playing away, and then when she is making more noble choices, perhaps, than he is, I want to sort of scream. But hopefully she'll get there.
There is that accepted double standard, isn't there, that the men do generally play away and that it means something very different if...
Absolutely, and I think she's only got a career that's sort of permitted in their relationship because it works around the children. You see her grabbing her moments to write, but she's very much WFH before it was a thing. And so I think that's if she was doing something else, if she was sort of going out to work suited and booted every day, I think he would probably be kicking up more of a fuss. I think he's just grateful for the extra money and thinks it's just a little hobby she has. But we see in this series that it becomes something bigger than that.
Do we think he reads her books?
I don't think he can read. In the first series, when you first see Lizzie, she's so worn down and used to being slightly shamed by him. And I think that's why she really begins to bloom under the gaze of Freddie, because he laughs at her jokes. I mean, I love the way they finally drew that relationship in the first series, those little beats when she would make a joke and he would laugh, and you would see her sort of like her petals open up in the sun because it was like, gosh, somebody is listening to me. And I think that's why it felt different to a kind of seeing somebody across a crowded room, because it wasn't just physical attraction. It was something much more deep than that from the start, I think.
There is so much to chat about when it comes to Valerie.
Yeah.
I feel like we've got to start with Bella Vista.
Oh, Bella Vista.
What was your reaction when you first
new
saw
house.
her?
Oh.
It's a she.
I mean, yeah, she is a phenomenal
Definitely a she.
house. There was a really interesting story about the house. So we originally had this house, which I think was nearer Bristol, and very last minute they had to, I think whoever's whoever owned it was like, no, I don't want a camera crew in my house ruining it. So they went to their second choice, which was this incredible mansion in Wales. And apparently the owners of the house, they were watching Rivals, and the daughter said to her mother, we need to contact Rivals. This house needs to be in Rivals. So they like sort of submitted their house as an option.
Good.
Yeah, it's phenomenal, and it really has its moment.
Did you have a favourite room or item?
In Valerie's, oh my gosh.
In Valerie's stuff.
So our bedroom, also they used it for the living room. We had this most incredible shag pile carpet. It wasn't even a rug. The whole floor was like this very dense shag pile, and it was just, everything was covered in, I mean, Danny and I had a scene when we were just sort of in our bed, and it was like, it wasn't even silk, it was sort of polyester. It was so sweaty. Everything was just polyester and pink. And but it was
I quite like the colour though, didn't you? I came to like it
peaches and cream
Christmas episode.
Yeah.
I was like,
That is the colour of the 80s.
yeah.
But can you imagine having like a shag pile carpet throughout your entire house?
Assuming that we haven't got one.
Yeah, you have definitely got one.
but
I wouldn't
yeah.
I mean, I can imagine you've definitely got one in your...
shag pile.
Shag pile fitted carpet.
Yeah.
Yes, that's
I mean,
the
the
key, isn't it?
expense of
Fitted.
that. That would be expensive.
Well, Valerie takes herself very seriously, but there is
Yeah.
so much. She's not just a comic device.
No, she's not.
But the outfits are so much
They
fun.
are.
And they're really important to her.
Yeah.
You know, her boutique.
Yeah.
It is really important
It's
to her.
funny, I really don't know how to play Valerie until I've got her costume on, and it really
that's amazing.
It does sort of speak for itself. You kind of think, as soon as I've got the wig on and then I put the costume on, and Ray he's a really brilliant person to sort of collaborate with. You're very much part of the process, and we now know that Valerie always wears a two-piece, and it's always cinched in at the waist. She's always buttoned right up, like with a pussy bow. She is always got a belt on.
Even when she's in her workout gear,
Yeah,
right?
it's everything.
a little belt.
But it is. It's always, and
Yeah.
you're like, this costume isn't working. Belt goes on. So yeah, I feel like I can't really become Valerie until, and it makes you stand differently because everything's so sort of tight and sort of made of heavy sort of polyester. You're very flammable when you're Valerie.
Yeah.
When everybody else is freezing on set because I'm always sweating because I've just got so much synthetic material on.
You're also both back working closely with Danny Dyer this season. What's it been like, Katherine, to be reunited with your forbidden love?
I love working with Danny, and we both are good friends with him and adore him. So it was a pleasure, as it was the first series.
Yeah, he's amazing. He really cares,
Yeah.
actually. He really cares, and he really cares about the scenes, and he really cares about it being right. And he's incredibly generous as like a scene partner. Like there's
We've
something...
both said that,
Yeah.
haven't we? Like, he is very generous to us both when we're doing scenes
Yeah.
with him. And then he's really funny as
He's
well.
very
So yeah.
Lisa, everything Valerie says and does is underpinned by a desperate desire to be accepted.
Yeah.
Where do you think that desire or perhaps that insecurity comes from?
It's interesting. Danny and I have chatted a lot about this, about how Gilly writes about class and how that's represented in Rivals. Because they are the nouveau riche, they are the new money. But as far as status, Valerie's desperately trying to, meet them, and she just gets it wrong. I think she's trying to find her place, but she can't, and people laugh at her, and she becomes the butt of the joke.
What on earth is that woman doing?
Oh, her high heels are stuck in the mud, Gwendolyn.
She looks as though she needs to go to the loo.
But I think that's why I find her really interesting to play, because it makes you understand why she sort of becomes a bit of a clown, because she doesn't know how to be.
Katherine, things get a lot more hot under the collar for Freddie and Lizzie this season. There is a lot of romping. How did you feel when you first read the scripts for season 2?
We had a really great read-through, and whenever anything sort of rude happened, everyone started chanting rivals.
Rivals, rivals.
Led by Alex Hassell.
Yeah.
And we had this great, I've never done this before, we had a read through where we read blind, we sight read episode 6. So we were all in the room reading that together for the first time, which was quite amazing, wasn't it?
How does that differ from how you would normally do a read through?
You'd have been sent it beforehand.
Yeah, but they kept that one back.
You would have read it on your own time.
And only the people in episode 6 got the scripts on the day, and then you had to blind read.
Yeah.
It was so exciting. It was the most exciting.
Was there a lot of, oh my God, as you're turning the page?
The stakes together. So that, I've never done that before, but yes, and but yes, when I read, I just think they've done it brilliantly with Freddie and Lizzie, because there's a sort of an ache and then a coming together. Then there's complexity after that as well. So they've told the full sort of
itching
story.
And scratching.
Yes,
the fact that they yearn for each other is so powerful. So when they come together,
an amazing
it's like
story of
magnetic.
Was the pool scene as sexy as it looked, or was it freezing?
It's cold, that pool.
I sort of feel bad talking about this in front of you. Are you okay with this? Because obviously, mainly because of...
She wasn't freezing, at least.
I wasn't supposed to be at work that day, but I actually came to watch.
I'm sure they put chlorine in it afterwards, like loads of chlorine. I remember it being a really hot day.
It was
actually.
hot. It was boiling that week.
So it was, and in between shots, I tried to get some lengths in. I don't know if that's very sexy. I did,
just doing
multitasking.
Can you imagine just Lizzie doing butterfly up and down there?
She would do butterfly.
She would. That would be her choice.
Can you do butterfly? I bet you can.
I can do I think one or two.
Could Valerie swim? Maybe some gentle breaststroke.
She would
she'd have a hat.
Her hair has never been in chlorine.
Yeah.
She'd have bespoke goggles that weren't goggles.
I'd love to see what Valerie would wear her swimsuit. Actually,
yeah.
Season 3.
Season 3.
Valerie in a swimsuit. Well, I mean, here's a conundrum, Lisa. Do you find yourself rooting for Lizzie and Freddie, or by dint of being mousy, do you want Valerie and Freddie to work out?
I really loved watching Rivals as a punter. And it's so beautiful, the relationship between Lizzie and Freddie, that it's so joyous to kind of be rooting for them.
Yeah.
But when you're playing a character, obviously you are very much on your character's trajectory. But by the end, it's really interesting.
Yeah.
I wondered if you had a favourite line from the series. In case you need inspiration, this is my favourite line of Lizzie's.
Yes, no one's actually here to watch polo. They're here to watch each other.
And Valerie.
Welcome to Bella Vista. We called it Bella Vista because it means nice view.
It's so wonderful to be able to stand at the bottom of one's drive and not be able to see one's house.
That's so funny that you said that, because I think that was one of my favourite lines. I just think it's so funny, the privilege of not being able to see the bottom of your drive. That was my line.
Okay, that's your line.
That's my line.
How about you, Catherine?
Where do you stand on fish fingers?
That's it.
You see, that's, I mean...
Because she's asking something else
she
there,
is.
Isn't she?
And while he's eating her waffle.
Such a great meal, waffle and fish fingers.
Lizzie's waffle is a great note to end on. Catherine, Lisa, thank you so much for being here. It's been such a pleasure to talk to you. Thank you.
Thank you very much. What a lovely interview.
It was lovely.
I'm now with Alex Hassell and Nafessa Williams. Thank you so much for being here, and welcome back to season 2 of the podcast.
Thank you so much. Thanks for having us.
You know I supported you because I don't think what happened to you was fair.
I can't deny anything Petey said. So true.
Alex, what's it been like bringing this iconic British heartthrob back to our screens?
It's been amazing. I mean, definitely feeling accepted by the viewing public has really helped. It's been amazing to get to flesh the character out way more in 12 more episodes. He really gets put through the ringer in this season in quite a huge way, is having to sort of face up to his past mistakes and try and navigate a kind of new life for himself after lots of failures. But it's been great. I definitely feel more confident than I did in the first season with the idea of playing the part. And yeah, I really, really enjoy getting into his headspace. So it's been amazing.
Were you all quite nervous, would you say, before season 1? Because obviously there was such a legacy with Jilly's books.
Yeah, I think it's pretty normal before any job. It's like the first day of school when you go like to that new year, that new grade of school. But I think it's even more intimidating when you know that there is a world and a group of people out there who admire the show and they're fans of the book rather, and you have to bring that now from book to screen and give them that visual, and they've been, y'all have grown up with this idea, so if it ain't done right, then people gonna be looking like, what y'all doing?
Rivals is famously salacious. Did you have any reservations about stepping into such a revealing role? And I have written now, most importantly, are you wearing your stunt bottom again?
I'm not wearing it now, no. And the thing that I'm most excited to say, that I stopped wearing it in episode 6 because I'd worked my own bottom up enough.
BYOB.
Yes, exactly.
Build
Model
your own
zone.
bottom.
Yeah, that's it. Yeah, that's it. I should do some sort of men's health
You should.
edition about building your bum up. Actually, there was a thing apparently on Instagram about get a rival's bottom.
No.
Which I sent to my personal trainer, which the production very kindly gave me to say thank you. Look at all this work that we've achieved.
One of the first times that we meet Rupert in season 1 is naked tennis.
Yes, that's right.
And you also did some naked cartwheels, didn't you, to set everyone at ease?
I did, yeah.
So fairly comfortable in your skin, we could say.
Yeah, I mean, there's a difference between being naked, like at home, or with people that, and being naked in front of sort of hopefully millions of people, I guess. But it's a really great part. It's a great world, and that comes with it. And we've all got sort of dangly bits, haven't we?
Yes, yeah.
I think it's all right. It's okay to see a bit of flesh every now and then.
Nafessa, Cameron is spiky, but
Very.
she is really vulnerable. And there's obviously a new challenge for her this season because
Yeah.
she meets Rupert's children. So she's
Exactly.
yearning for this, but it's kind of eluding her.
Yeah, but there's a little part of her that's really enjoying it, and she's also trying her very, very best to show him and the children that she has good intentions, and she's trying to play the stepmom, and she's trying to be patient. So I think we get a bit of her, even when she's like walking around, Penscombs Court, and it's just like, oh wow, I really live here. This is the dream for her.
That's what really kills me about the relationship, is that she tries so hard.
She tries
so hard with Rupert,
Yeah.
and he just, obviously his head is somewhere else and his heart is
Yeah.
somewhere else.
He does try,
He
though,
tries
doesn't
to,
he? He
he
really
definitely-
tries to do...
What
he
he said
thinks
he
they're
was
a great
gonna do.
match. Like,
Uh-huh.
on
Yeah.
paper, it's a great match. They're both
Yeah.
really ambitious. They have a really passionate connection.
Yeah.
But as you say, like, he's kind of phoning it in by a certain point.
But he
Yeah.
also doesn't want to lie, I think. We had the cast and crew screening the other day, and there's a moment where Cameron says, I love you, and he doesn't say anything. He says, I better let the dogs out or something. And they booed. Like, the cast and crew
I heard.
booed.
I got the
To let the
text.
dogs out.
Yeah, and it's... And I in the screening shouted, he loves Taggy. Like, I think that's what's so interesting about it, is that she's... she really puts her heart on her sleeve for him, and he really tries, and he doesn't want to lie, and he wants to treat her like an adult, but also, and he's trying to be, what's difficult about his position is that he's trying to be a better person because of Taggy, but that is taking him away from being with Taggy and towards his responsibilities to Cameron. So he's trying to be a good guy, but he kind of, in his own mind, kind of can't work out what the right thing to do is.
Alex, having played Rupert for many hours now, have you adopted any of his loves as your own? We're thinking more animals than humans.
I mean, it has been absolutely so wonderful to get to have the dogs around. That's always amazing. And I love riding horses now. That wasn't something...
Apparently you're really good at it.
I'm getting there. Yeah, I'm getting there.
What's it like shooting with so many dogs?
I've usually got bits of sausage secreted
Oh,
all,
yeah,
over,
you do.
all over my body so that they then sort of want to follow
Pockets of
me and
sausages.
respond to me. Yeah, so I've got like sausagey fingers, and then I don't want to be stroking your face with sausagey
Smelling like
fingers.
sausage.
Yeah,
I'm sure it's
not-
happened.
Well, I've tried really hard to wet wipe my hands in between those takes.
Before you
so
have an
funny.
intimate scene.
Yeah.
He has a lot of friends who will endlessly forgive him because he has a lot of positive qualities. He's generous and fun and funny and charismatic. But the one person who really has no time for him is Helen.
Yeah.
And she is...
But yeah.
And she is around a lot more in season 2. What was it like working with Hayley Atwell?
Amazing. I mean, she's absolutely amazing. I was so excited when I found out that she was cast in the role. And she just came and tore strips off Rupert, you know, and we have some really fierce scenes together. And we feel incredibly lucky to be part of this cast where everyone that you're in a scene with is, you know, you have to raise your game to be in scenes with them. And she was absolutely, you know, toe to toe in that respect. But I think that's a really brilliantly informative relationship and an interesting relationship in that she really hates his guts but she sort of still loves him in there somewhere as well. And she knew him more deeply than anyone else. And to be really hated by someone who really knew you is a pretty galling thing, because you must see that you really are a dark, bad person. And I think that's hard for him to accept. There's actually a lot of really complex characters and complex character dynamics that the audience have to sort of reckon with their feelings about, I think. You know, Lizzie and Freddie, for example, you know, which is just such an unbelievably heart-in-mouth relationship. I was saying it's like, for me, it's like It's a Wonderful Life. I watch like 4 seconds of It's a Wonderful Life and I want to cry. And it's the same as I see 4 seconds of Lizzie and Freddie and I want to cry because it's so sweet and so heartfelt. Innocent. And yet it's an affair. Yeah. You know, I think this is such interesting ground. And that's Jilly. I mean, that's all Jilly.
Mm-hmm. You have some amazing looks in season 2, obviously. You also got some incredible looks
We wouldn't be us if Cameron wasn't fly.
And you love...
icon.
Yes. You love the 80s fashion, don't you? How did you and Ray work together on Cameron's wardrobe for season 2?
I've always been that little girl who loved to play dress up, whether it was just figuring. I would literally try my clothes on before bed every night before school. So it's fun when I go into our fittings that we have, and especially like our first initial fitting for the season is like hours long, and we're trying on racks and racks and racks of clothes. So it's same with Ray. Like, he knows what I like, so he brings in. I don't like anything itchy, any itchy sweaters. He knows.
Now that's tricky with the 80s.
Tricky, I know. So what we do is, here's our trick. We just always do like a really thin lining, and if we have to like cut it a certain way, if it has to shape under a certain shirt or a dress. But he's really open to ideas, and he knows I like to have fun and I like to take risks, which is what we see with Cameron. I'm like that in my real life fashion. So it's just really cool to play a fashionista. That's like one of my favorite parts of her too. And her wardrobe is her armor. Her wardrobe is her expression of who she is, and it's the mood that she's about. Like, if we're going into the office and she's being a badass and we gotta get things done, it's just super red, super bold, and I just love the different options. I think the red dress in episode 1 of season 2 is just like fire. It's just...
Do you put them on sometimes and we're like, yes, I get to wear that. Look how good I look.
I don't want to give them back.
Did you steal anything?
Not yet, because sometimes we may need it for continuity. I can't take anything.
Yes.
And then I'm so international. I live all over the world. It'd been somewhere where I can't get hold of it right away.
We're now 4 episodes into the new season, and we've left things in quite a scandalous place. How did you both react when you saw Maud's knickers land on Tony's head?
I remember reading that in the script, and I was just like, wait, what am I reading right now? Typical rivals. Maud. Kept the drama up, the steam, the scandal. I was just like, wait a minute. And it's just, Tony is so low. He can go so low below the belt.
I was reading it just going, what are you doing?
Yeah.
Like, how is this going to play out? Like, what is going to happen? How is Declan going to feel about this? For me, it was the biggest betrayal of the whole thing. I really struggled.
I loved it.
Really struggled with it.
I loved it. I mean,
it's brilliant.
But it was brilliant.
Tony Battingham, though, he has some charisma.
He does.
Cameron, who takes no prisoners.
He's
Maud
very
is obviously,
charming.
Maud is that's a cynical. That's bad vibes all around.
Yeah.
And actually, I hadn't really thought about it before. It's his whole thing with Rupert is that he's so jealous of Rupert's swinging.
Jealous.
And yet he manages to have sex almost with all of the people that Rupert and more. Like
I'd say more.
Sarah, Cameron, and then Maud on top of that. Like if Tony could only actually see what he was doing. Yeah, well, exactly. Taggy.
Monica.
If he gets his hand on Taggy,
yeah,
he's dead.
Nafessa, you've said that for every character you play, you create a playlist. What is it about these specific tunes that helps you lock into the character?
It's still Vanity 6.
Okay.
I mean, Vanity 6, Nasty Girl. But it gives a little bit softer vibes, a lot of Sade for this season, because she is more vulnerable and you do see the human in her. And, you know, like the loneliness, she's scared, she doesn't know what's next, and she's yearning to have that connection. So a lot of Sade for this season is really, really like in tune for where she is.
Alex, similarly for season 1, you created a playlist of sexy 80s music that you would listen to in the makeup room every morning. What was on that playlist? And is it the same for season 2?
Well, it's Smooth Operator, Sade. Smooth Operator, that was one. So that was the first thing.
Oh my God, I never...
So Elliot, the director, when I got the part and we started chatting, one of the first things he did, he sent me that song and was like, this is how I think of Rupert. So
yes, that's so good.
In Excess, God, the that one I can't remember what it's called.
Yes.
Physical by Olivia Newton-John.
I mentioned in an interview before, I was like, they say, who's the most alive in the morning? And I was like, it's Alex Hassell with the best playlist.
Yeah.
Like, not just for the show, but if you want to hear just good music and like a wide range of it, yeah, you got good music.
Nice.
Do you put it on first thing and have a little groove with your toothbrush?
Oh, for sure. Yeah, he puts it on first thing. You bring good vibes in the morning.
I sort of think it is nice to kind of get everyone, you know, ready for what we're going to do. I hope that people are okay with it. But
sometimes I'm still asleep, but you wake me up a little bit.
Well, I'm sorry if that...
Who is the naughtiest on set? Who plays the most pranks?
Who plays?
We're not pranky.
I don't know if we're pranky. No.
It's more just
we're silly,
messing around than being pranky.
I would say Bella and Alex are the silliest, but then it's also hard for me when I'm on set with Lisa McGrillis. It's just really hard. She's just so funny. She can make a face, and I'm just like, please, I'm trying to be serious. And I have the best time with her on set. And then obviously, anytime Danny's around, we're always just laughing. So
you and Bella just have a problem, don't you, not laughing?
Yeah.
Yeah, we do,
yeah.
I've had to do some takes in the second season while Bella is just laughing because we've run out of time and like the camera's on me and she's in the scene with me and she is just laughing while I'm having to try and continue.
That's hilarious.
Nafessa Williams, Alex Hassell, thank you so much for coming on. It's been so great to have you.
Thanks for having us.
Thank you so much. It's been wonderful.
My final guests today are a couple of Rivals superfans who are here to give their unfiltered opinions on episode 4. Welcome, Dominic Lawrence.
Hello, hello.
And welcome back, Kat Brown.
Oh, hello.
Lizzie, what are you doing here?
I'm so sorry. I know I shouldn't have.
Let's talk about episode 4. The complicated love story between Freddie and Lizzie reaches another climax or two. Give us your reactions to that pool scene.
My neighbours 14 floors down heard the yell that came out. I'm not even joking. I was like, yes, finally, about time. I mean, it was brewing all season long, wasn't it? But I mean, what a way to have some fun. That's all I can say that's relatively PG on that.
You're bloody brilliant.
Forget about Midsummer Night's Dream. The biggest fantasy of all was being able to have sex successfully in a swimming pool.
Very true.
Yeah, that's
very
true.
True.
That's just not something that can happen in real life.
It's a cinematic device, isn't it?
It is.
Yeah.
And of all of the many that Rivals does throughout the season, I was just like, I'm going there with Freddie and Lizzie, and just absolute heaven.
I'll let Bella Vista know that you will be going there.
My restraining order won't allow it, but we'll try.
These two are the beating heart of the series, but obviously it's complicated because Sharon almost catches them, which is really heart and mouth stuff, and they're both forced to snap back to reality. How much do you think the responsibility of having children influences how Freddie and Lizzie act around their affair?
I don't have children myself, so I think whenever they come on screen, like Dad or Mum, I'm like, come on, go to bed. Let the adults carry on with what they were doing, you know what I mean? But I think it does add like this huge pressure. The pair can't really be comfortably themselves and in that sort of connection while there is that added weight of kids.
I was also obsessed with the Apocalypse Now level of Lizzie under the swimming pool, her huge like blue eyes trying to sort of like hide from
Very
Sharon.
horror movie-esque, isn't it?
Exactly. And I was like, I mean, yes, she's a self-involved teenager. She would still totally have noticed the naked woman in her dad's swimming pool. But I thought it was so interesting that we came back to the kids element, because in season 1, it felt more like Lizzie just didn't want to have an affair because that was, morally wrong. Whereas now it's really, we're discovering more and learning more and, dare I say, bonding a bit more with the kids. And they're not just 2 children in the background. They are living, breathing people, and there are real consequences.
I won't tell Mum about your skinny dipping.
It'll be our little secret, yeah? Let's go and get some ice cream. Come.
I like there's more to Sharon in that she was upset from what her mum was saying. I like that. I think because it's much more than just a one-note appearance. Like, oh, Dad, like distraction. There was a bit of a storyline there, and it was good to show that, Freddie and Sharon had a bit of a bonding moment. Oh, of course you're not. Of course, there's like actual love there. He really loves his kids. You can tell.
Yeah, and so nice that Freddie would support her against the ultimate almond mom, Valerie.
What is next for Freddie and Lizzie? What are your hopes for their relationship, Kat?
Well, as much as I loved seeing them having a sort of mournful, sexy, romantic moment in a field.
Yes, we can't keep doing this. Too many people will get hurt.
I just want Lizzie to stop saying, no, I can't, and to say, yes, I can.
Yeah.
I need a bit more of that, because it's the constant push-pull is lovely, but just seeing them going for it in the swimming pool, I just want her to stop saying no and either walk away entirely and make a clean break, 'cause it's not fair on him either, or just to really go for it.
What about you?
I completely agree with that. I think they just need to go for it. But again, different time, a lot of more morals involved. I think nowadays it's so easy. It's just like, oh, sorry, I'm not feeling you anymore. I'm going to go next door.
The many layers of Rupert Campbell-Black are explored this season. He's not just a sex symbol, but a father and an ex-husband. How did you feel seeing him so vulnerable?
It was good to unearth good old Rupert and see him as an actual human being. To see that he's not just, I guess, as you say, a sex symbol, a bit of comedic relief, charming, handsome man strolling on his horse. He's a real human being that's done some, messed up before, and he's really taking accountability for it.
What the hell are you doing here? Why aren't you with your mother?
Mummy doesn't want me to see you. Please, can I come and live with you, Daddy? Please.
Well, I mean, it's never nice to see anyone in trouble and in a bit of a ruckus situation, but I really enjoyed seeing that human element of him instead of him being like idolised by the whole village.
I still don't remotely buy that he would have driven his own tractor, and I maintain that it was just a fabulous excuse for
insane.
him.
So insane.
It was just an excuse for Taggy to catch him wearing a vest.
Good crop this year?
Yeah, tons of it. Just need to get it all in before it rains.
Maud really steals the show during Corinium's production of A Midsummer's Night Dream. Dominic, how did you feel about getting her time in the spotlight?
About time, I think. I think she really yearned for that, and that was despite the whole the whole moving to London. I think also visually, the cinematography of that episode was insane. I've never been more glued to my screen. It was just like the best stream you've ever had.
Yeah.
Genuine, no pun intended. It was stunning. At the end, though, the look that Tony gave her, I was I'm so against that, but that's another question for another time. But she really did steal the show. I'm really glad she, in front of everyone locally to her, who just saw her as this sort of like Declan's side piece, or just this actress from London who's not doing anything anymore, she got her 5 minutes of fame, let's say, and she delivered, I think.
Oh, truly. And they just shot it so beautifully. I'm going to sound like a disgusting film student now, but when you could see all of the characters just watching her and their eyes being truly open to what she was doing, it was straight out of Cinema Paradiso. And seeing like Declan suddenly like looking at his wife anew, and Tony as well. Tony, who knew exactly what he was doing by casting Maud, but he definitely saw another side to her. And yeah, quite right, Dominic. Basically, right at the end of the episode, he saw many other sides to her.
Yeah, many other sides to her, yes.
It is particularly cinematic this season, isn't it? They've got these incredible sets, and there's a lot of people in costumes like James as Bottom.
Excellent work, everyone.
Never been more glad to see him replaced by Charles. Charles, who is just one of the great.
One of my faves.
Amazing character, amazing acting.
He's got it so hard. Yeah. He always does. Last season and this season, the universe does not want him to thrive, I think. I really think he's just at all odds, and he still carries on. And that's just he is.
It's a really heartbreaking and probably quite true to life in the 80s, especially around Section 28, of his it's just not an option for Gerald if he wants to be an MP to be having that relationship with Charles. And then, of course, we see the introduction of a lavender marriage, which I thought was super interesting. And, of course, we meet Muffy.
Poor Muffy being drawn into it all. And poor David Bow Wowie.
I know.
A broken home already.
Wow.
God, I loved Muffy. She really made that her own.
She's very much like Tori Lovell in Riders, the book.
Yes.
She's sort of they've just brought in this wonderful extra character who I know that...
I hope she's treated better than Tori, though.
Well, fingers crossed. But I know that Dominic Treadwell-Collins and Laura Wade really spoke to Gilly about bringing in this new character and had her blessing as well. So, yeah, we just really hope that it's it's not going to work out well for her and Charles and Gerald, but...
You never know. I think she can surprise us.
I think her nickname being Muffy is the least unfortunate thing to happen to her this season.
Wow, you're spitting bars. I'm loving this. Can you just talk for hours, please?
Taggy is finally letting her hair down. How does it feel to see her being young and having some fun?
I think it's finally nice that she kind of enters a little bit more into adulthood because she's seen so young and innocent and childlike by the whole of town. And now she's letting her hair down, getting her tequila in her. Yes.
It was so nice to see her out with Shelley as well, rather than yet another adult who's like in their 30s or 40s. Although, my goodness, that scene when she says goodbye to Shelley and Shelley's just like... Absolutely amazing.
Iconic cinematography.
Yeah, there aren't actually many people in there. There's a lot of teenagers. There's a lot of 30s and 40s, isn't there? There's not a huge amount of 20s.
No, and it was lovely to see them actually in a pub having a great time and doing the choreographed dances and stuff. And actually that really made me feel horrendously nostalgic because it's just like, unless you're all doing a TikTok dance, where are the really awful, like, Saturday night walk like an Egyptian numbers anymore?
The real bombshell comes at the end of episode 4 with Maud and Tony. What were your initial reactions when you saw them together, Kat?
Well, initially I was quite pleased and relieved that Maud was actually going into it enthusiastically, because I was really worried for a moment there that this was casting couch territory, because she walked in and was expecting this audition, and then I couldn't take any more like awful men taking advantage, and so I was actually quite pleased when the script flipped and she basically seduced him.
You know, the first rule of improvisation is you can't say no to anything.
Is that right?
Albeit with a truly horrifying pair of knickers.
I don't like the Banninghams. They just have weird aura. I don't like how Maud... I mean, Maud
I
can do
don't
what
get
she
how
likes.
everyone falls for Tony Banningham.
He's just like the ultimate power player who manages to seduce everybody. Sarah, I didn't even notice the bit when he apparently seduced Sarah. Just everybody. And it is that with great power comes great, apparently, having a bang on a desk at work.
You have such a way with words. It's fascinating.
There's all these mismatches, though, because, like, Tony is supporting Maud in her career, where Declan, mystifyingly, is not at all, just as Rupert is protecting Cameron in ways that she needs. But ultimately, those are not two couples that vibe. And the only feelings that Tony and Maud are going to be sharing are purely physical.
What are your predictions for what will happen next between them, Kat?
Well, I think there's going to be a huge off-camera bang. Either that or episode 5 just begins with like the world's most horrifyingly beautifully lit sex scene. We haven't seen Tony have sex yet, have we? Maybe not since the early days of season 1. But we have seen so many amazing close-ups of David Tennant's eyes looking incredibly Machiavellian, to borrow your word. So more of that, please. Ultimately, this is going to be something that potentially undoes Ventura even more than getting rid of Rupert.
Dominic, Kat, thank you so much for joining me.
Thank you so much for having us.
It's been the best.
And thank you to everyone for listening to and watching Rivals, the official podcast. I'll be back next time with Rutshire royalty, David Tennant and Claire Rushbrook, aka Lord and Lady Badingham.
I feel like we should celebrate.
Well done, you.
Plus 2 of the creative minds behind the show, Rivals writer and executive producer Dominic Treadwell-Collins.
It's going to send shockwaves through the audience.
And executive producer Alex Lab.
Oh, my breath was taken away.
As well as Rivals superfans Vogue Williams and Kat Brown. And remember, you can catch up on all things Rivals on Disney+ internationally and Hulu in the US. Until then, goodbye.